Hi everyone, welcome back to the Caprine Cottage Knitting Podcast. My name is Anne and I'm joining you today from my studio in the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York. Welcome back everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Today we have a pretty normal podcast episode, but I don't have a ton of projects to share because I've been working on big projects with Rhinebeck coming up. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. But first, I just really want to extend a true heartfelt thank you to everyone who watches my videos, all of you who have left comments and sent me messages. If you've seen my last two videos, you know that we've been going through a pretty difficult time here. Alfalfa is no longer with us now, and that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But I know he's at peace and I know that he's here. He'll be here with us forever now. But it's been a lot. So I haven't really had I don't know. It's not even that I don't want to answer your comments. Of course I want to answer them, and reading them just it makes me feel so loved and supported, and it means so much to me. But I just haven't had the capacity to get back to them. And so, yeah, I appreciate your patience. I just want you to know how much they mean to me. And I'm hoping that, I have a long car ride coming up. And this year, my mom is going to Rhinebeck with me. So I won't be driving by myself. So I'll have time in the car and maybe I can answer some comments then. And I'm hoping to kind of get back in the groove, so to speak, of filming more regularly, posting more things on Instagram and more short form content. I definitely feel that I've had a really challenging year, and I know that I haven't been sharing as much as I would like to. You guys are always so gracious with me, but I would really like to get back in the swing of things because I am doing things in the background. I just haven't been talking about them as much. I guess that's pretty much all I will say about that. I just want to extend my gratitude because that has been such an unexpected, beautiful thing that came out of me starting this channel. I've said it before and it's true, I never thought anybody would want to watch this or care about what I say or what I make. And I feel like I've made so many friends by putting myself out there. And it's become my favorite part of this whole thing is meeting you guys both virtually and in real life. And yeah, just chatting and feeling like I have this great community that rallies around the things that we love to do. So yeah, without further ado, I guess let's talk a little bit just about my plans, about Rhinebeck. So you will be seeing this video on Friday, the 17th of October, and that is the day that I will be arriving downstate. I will be at Indie Untangled in the afternoon. I am already having FOMO / regrets that I'm not going to Cake or to A Woolen Affair. And I have hemmed and hawed back and forth on that. I think we are going to arrive down there early enough that I could probably fit in one of those events. I don't think I could do both, but I have just chosen not to. And I may regret this. Every time I see a vendor or someone that I would love to meet up with is going to A Woolen Affair, I go and check and make sure that there's tickets available. I might go, but I think I just want to not feel overwhelmed. One festival a day is kind of enough for me. It's a lot for me. So I think I just want to save my money for more yarn shopping, and I don't want to make my overdo it on the first day because I will be going for 3 days this year. We're going to be at the main festival Saturday and Sunday, which that's going to be the first time that I've ever done that. And yeah, you guys know I live in the country. I live a very quiet, solitary life. This is like the one big social thing I do each year, and it is very intense for me to like see people. I love it, but it's a lot. That's just like the short of that. I'll talk more about it in a little bit, but in case you don't have time to watch the whole video, that's kind of where I'll be. And yeah, if you see me and you want to talk to me, like, please feel free to say hi. A lot of you did last year, which was so surprising to me, but I'm better prepared this time. I know that that could be a thing that happens, so I'm a little bit more prepared. I will try to be less awkward and more gracious, and yeah, hopefully I will have more words to say to you, because it's kind of like an awkward person is the truth of the whole thing. But anyway, I guess we'll just get into some knitting. I have only 2 projects to talk about. I have some books to talk about, and then I thought it would be really fun to talk about like my you could call it a shopping list, my dream wants that I'm going to be looking for at the festivals. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But I think let's just start with what I'm wearing. I'm so excited. I want to talk about it. I finished my Peerie Shop cardigan. This is it here. And, you know, little buttons up. I am so pleased with how this came out. I swear it's like it came from my brain into reality. And of course, my sleeves are too long. I think that this length is acceptable for me. I would prefer if they were more like here, probably. And I knit them short on purpose because I know Plotalopi grows. I know that my sleeves always grow every sweater I knit. I also tried to block them like I didn't stretch them out, but they still grew more than I expected. But I'm just gonna live with it. I think it's cozy. The whole point of me making this was to have kind of this cozy, fun, but basic item in my wardrobe. I'll stand a little so you can see better. I love this on the bottom and on the cuffs. I think it is so cute. It was so simple and easy, but it's adorable. Yeah, and I'm just so pleased with it. This pattern was great. I love all of Mary Jane's patterns. I feel like they're always very easy to understand. This was super fast. My gauge was a little bit off because I used Plotalopi instead of Letlopi, which 2 strands of Plotalopi I think is just slightly thinner, finer than the Letlopi. I didn't bring the book in here, I forgot, but if you would like more details, feel free to check out my Ravelry page about this project. It's all there. It shows which size I made. I think it's either size 5 or size 6, and I would have probably normally made the size smaller, but my gauge was a little bit small. And I'm really pleased with how much ease I have. Like, it's quite roomy, I guess, and the only other change I made was I made it a little bit shorter, which pretty much I always do. I wear dresses, high-waisted pants, and high-waisted skirts. That's pretty much the only clothes that I wear. So I prefer my sweaters to be a little bit shorter so they hit me in a more flattering location. I think it just depends on your body type and what you prefer, but I often make things shorter. And because of that, I have an extra plate of Plotalopi. I ordered, I don't remember when, but I sort of panic ordered an extra one, and I didn't need it. I think I used 5 total. 4 or 5. I should have written this down. I will update the Ravelry so you guys know for the main color, and then the color work I used, you know, less than a plate of each of the contrast colors. That's what I'm looking for. And then as for the inside, this is my, here, I'll come closer so you can see. But this is my steek here. I did not reinforce the steek. Normally I do like a crochet reinforcement, but because of the Plotalopi and it's so sticky, and also the idea of like trying to crochet the edge with more Plotalopi, I could have used a different kind of yarn. It just didn't feel worth it. So I just needle felted a little bit. Like I needle felted before I cut, and then I just needle felted the edges down a little bit. My plan was to, and this maybe still is my plan, to find a pretty ribbon to sew over that edge, but as I'm spending a little bit more time with the garment, I don't know if I'm gonna need to do that. It's like totally stuck down, and I think it doesn't look unattractive. Like, it's fine. And then the buttons I chose, I just bought very cheap plastic buttons online. I was a little hard up for time. I thought I would find buttons in my vintage button stash, but I didn't find anything that was really right. I had thought that I had some things. I had a set of orange buttons. I had a set of dark brown buttons, and the truth is I just didn't like how they looked. So I ended up going for these kind of pale tortoiseshell ones. But they are just inexpensive plastic buttons. They're not anything special, but I figured if I find something I can't live without at the festival, I will just swap them out, which I actually hate sewing on buttons. This is my pretty much least favorite part of any project, like a sewing project or a knitting project. So I sort of doubt that even if I find something I love, maybe I won't do it. So we'll see. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about Peerie Shop. I also just love that it is a design that's inspired by the Peerie Shop in Lerwick. I have such fun memories of walking past there, going in there, buying things there. So yeah, it's kind of nostalgic. It's so cozy. I think it's going to fill a hole in my wardrobe. I love it so much. And yeah, highly recommend. That is my only finished object that I have today. I did want to say that I made this as part of the Woolly Thistle sweater KAL, and I finished on time. I ended up not submitting. I never submit my projects for the KAL, but I just really enjoy if it fits with my plans to participate in something like that. Yeah, the next thing I have to talk about is Burra, and I'm trying to be gentle with myself about it and not be disappointed in myself or feel like a failure or any of those yucky thoughts that often come up. I was making it as part of the bucket list KAL hosted by Sibling Energy podcast, Emtothethird, and yeah, I'm not going to finish on time, and I hate how that feels. But at the same time, I'm okay with it. Things have been really intense, and I just haven't been knitting as much as normal, is the truth. I did finish this, which is great. I have my one Rhinebeck sweater that's happy enough for me. But I am sad about Burra not being done, because obviously it's such this heirloom masterpiece kind of item that I would love to show off. Maybe I will wear it next year to a festival. I'm definitely going to finish it. I have to say that KAL being announced when it was really kind of encouraged me to start this project. And so I think that the intention of the KAL has been fulfilled for me, which is that I did start this. I do feel capable of finishing it. It's been quite the journey. Very happy that it encouraged me to take on something that I felt was maybe above my skill level or a little scary to do, because it is scary even now. But as I start, work on it more and more, I just love doing it. Obviously that's, my most favorite thing. That's where my heart lies. That's where the part of knitting that made me really seriously get back into knitting, or take knitting more seriously, I guess is a better way to put it, is, Shetland wool and traditional Fair Isle motifs and all of that. So it's very much my favorite thing in the whole world. And there is this part of me that feels so fulfilled working on projects like Burra, because I was, spinning a lot. The first time I went to Rhinebeck, I think, was in 2021 or 2022. And I think I've told the story a million times, but I saw, Gudrun Johnston had put out a new book, her Shetland Trader Volume 3. Mary Jane Mucklestone had put out Fair Isle Weekend, and I went to see them talk, and I bought both books. And I bought them just with this dream in my mind that someday maybe I could make these garments, or that I could get into that sort of thing, not really thinking I was capable. And now here we are, 4 or 5 years later. I've gone to Shetland, which is truly a lifelong dream, and I've learned how to do stranded colorwork knitting, and I'm taking on more and more complex patterns. And yeah, it's just when you're living your dream, it feels kind of magical, I guess. So yeah, I don't know, that's a lot of rambling, but I will just say that if there is a project that you are afraid to try, but it's something you really, really want and you really, really love it, try it. Because the only thing that stopped me was my own self and my own like fear and feelings of inadequacy that stopped me. And then as soon as I just started trying it, it was okay. And obviously I've made tons of mistakes and I make mistakes all the time. I didn't even say that, but when I was cutting my steek here, I was going along, snip, 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 just fine. And then all of a sudden I was half a row of stitches away from where I was supposed to be. So I make mistakes all the time. Don't think that I don't. And I think we learn the most by trying things that are hard and by making mistakes, as frustrating as they may be. But after all that, I'll show you Burra. I think that I was like looking forward to having like a new project to have in the car on the way to Rhinebeck, but I probably will just have this. It's in last year's Indie Untangled tote. I'm so excited. I love the art for both Indie Untangled and the main festival. Like the New York Sheep and Wool art this year is great. I've never actually purchased merch or like souvenirs from the main festival because a lot of times, you know, I don't need any more stuff and I have to love the design to buy something. And yeah, so I'm excited. I saw that pre-orders are already closed for the main festival, and so I hope that I'll be able to snag some kind of merch. I don't even know what they have, like what I've seen the design, but I don't know. You know, obviously there's gonna be t-shirts and totes and stuff, but I don't know what else there is because I was too slow on the pre-orders. Here is Burra. She is growing, and here, I'll take my stoppy thing off. But here is the front. You can see she really is getting bigger. I split for the sleeves. I guess it's sort of, I steeked for the sleeves. I don't know exactly how you will call that, but I set aside my armpit sleeves and then added a steek right in here on each side for the armholes, shoulder seam, however you want to call that. And there are some decreases here along the steek. Hopefully I have done them correctly and tidily. I have the correct number of stitches. And so right now I'm at a portion where I just have to knit straight, like no decreases, and just do 20 rows of the chart. And I think I have the book here. I have done 12 of 20 rounds. So I have 8 more to do. And then I think, yeah, then I have to like do some binding off and add a steek for the neck hole, which I don't like understand that theoretically in my mind just yet, but I think it'll be okay. I actually personally find adding in steeks to be very simple because you just do, what is it called? Like backwards loop cast on to add stitches. And it's so simple. I think that that's like the simplest cast on there is. That's like the one I learned when I was a child. I guess I should say that. This is the Burra cardigan by Yuko Sakamoto from her book, My Fair Isle Journey. The truth is, you know, after Feeny chewed the bottom of Burra, I was feeling, I think, a little discouraged, and I finished Peerie Shop before I really touched this again, because I think I was just kind of bummed, to be honest. Like, you know, it was fine and I fixed it, but it stopped my momentum for it a little bit. But now I'm right back into it, and it is so beautiful. Like this, all the traditional motifs, I'm trying to get close so you can see. It's just so magnificent, and it sort of feels surreal. Like making this feels surreal to me. It's like almost psychedelic, where it just seems, it's like crazy that I'm doing that. Like, I can't believe it. I don't know. It doesn't feel real, I guess. It's so, I feel like the payoff is really good, is a way to put it. Like, it's not hard. This is not, besides my, like, swatching issues, my gauge issues, this is not really actually a complicated pattern. Because the motifs are geometric and repetitive, The color work is actually very simple. It's very easy to remember. You know, it'll be something like knit 3 of each color, or knit 1 knit 2, and you just memorize it each round very easily. That's something I really love about traditional color work, like traditional motifs, as opposed to more modern motifs that have like more like pictures, where they may be asymmetrical, they may not be as repetitive. Obviously, I like how those designs look, but there's something more meditative for me about knitting the more traditional patterns. So yeah, Burra's coming along. I'm hoping to finish the body soon, but obviously it's now Wednesday. I leave in 2 days. It's not gonna happen. But I'm really hoping, my plan now is like I would like to have her done by Christmas, maybe, so that I could wear her for the holidays. It's obviously very holiday colory. So that's my new goal, and I'm sitting with my uncomfortableness of like not succeeding, which is just my own perfectionism. So lots of learning going on for this project. The next thing I would like to talk about is my Rhinebeck wish list slash kind of a little bit more in-depth plans. I've made up a little wish list of things that I would like to buy for at the festivals, and I got this in an email from Farmer's Daughter Fibers. It's my Woolly Wayfinder. And it's a great little sheet, and it shows like, or it has charts that you can fill in with the vendor you'd like to see, where they're located in the festival. Then also you can make a list of yarns you already have and maybe projects that you want to fill in. I didn't do that because I have such specific like wants. And then there's a section to write down projects you're shopping for. And also like an intentions or goals section and a notes section. So yeah, I thought I would just talk about a couple of the projects that I'm hoping to buy for. These obviously are for future projects. I still have some projects that I like, plans I'll talk about in my next podcast episode. I will make sure to put pictures up. I guess they'll go over here because there's more space here. I'll insert pictures of the projects I'm hoping to buy for. I'm going to go sort of quickly because I see that we're already at 27 minutes and I still have books to talk about. So if you want to hear about books, stay till the end. I've been reading a lot. But the first project I'd like to buy for is the Full Moon Scarf by Emily Foden. It's from her book, Knits About Winter. I bought that book, I don't know, 2 years ago, and I haven't made anything from it, but I love all the patterns, and something I've been really wanting in my wardrobe is like a long rectangle, traditional fluffy kind of scarf. I generally don't like knitting scarves. I will like be more likely to knit a shawl, but I want to have a scarf to wear, I guess is the best way to put it. And that one just looks so squishy and nice. It's like broken brioche or just brioche. I haven't really looked that closely, but it's all one color. And then it has these nice like circle motifs made with the brioche. And I think it'll be nice. I hope that I enjoy doing it. I think I've maybe done 2 brioche projects or 1. I don't know. I didn't love it. I felt that it was a little tedious, but maybe I will like it more this time. And I do, of course, love the effect that it makes. I love that it's so squishy. So that's one thing I'm buying for. I was thinking maybe a more like rusticy farm yarn. I haven't decided what color I'd like it to be. I have to think a little bit about my outerwear. I recently got a like a light pink kind of chore coat that I've been wearing a lot for like interim seasons, and then I have a like charcoal gray puffy coat. So I have to think of something like color that will match both of those things. And then the first garment I'm going to be shopping for is the Un sweater by I think it's Anna. I don't know how to say her name. I'll put it here, but Anna Fiskensund. And I think I mentioned this before, but I saw Mackenzie of Emtothethird post hers in like a outfit try-on reel, and I instantly fell in love with it. I've been looking for a kind of oversized sweater that has a split hem that I could wear with leggings or, you know, over things, and it looks like it's going to be the most perfect sweater, like meets all my needs. It looks so cozy, and it's, you know, a DK held with a fluffy, like with a lace weight. And that sounds super cozy. And I'm probably going to make that in a very similar color to this, like a natural color, like cream kind of, which I think is going to be, honestly, maybe a little boring for you guys and for me, but I'm realizing I need some more like kind of neutral basics. I've even been trying to shop for new clothes, for neutral t-shirts and things like that, which is honestly, I don't, not that I don't like clothes shopping, but normally I buy all of my clothes thrifted and secondhand, and knits usually are too worn out at the thrift store, and I'm usually looking for more exciting things, but the truth is I just need some basics, like solid color basics. So I've been trying to procure some of those. It's going fine, but it's not very easy. It's just kind of hard for me, and I also need to make some basics. I think the Un will be a perfect addition to my wardrobe, so I'll be shopping for that, hopefully. Something else I really want to make, and I'll just be looking for one skein of probably DK weight yarn. I'm looking for a neon orange yarn because I really want to make a blaze orange hat for hunting season. Obviously I go out walking all the time, and you know, our land is private property, but we do allow some of our friends to come hunt, and so I want to get Feeny a blaze orange little jacket, and then I'll have a hat just so that we're a little bit more visible. She already has her purple backpack vest that she wears, but it's getting faded just from being in the sun, and so I'd like to get her something bright, and then I could wear something bright too, so we're easy to see and we are not mistaken for deer. Then something I've talked about before that I will be looking for just a main color, like a body color. I have the contrast color. It's the Melby yoke by Gudrun Johnston. It actually is sort of reminiscent of this sweater in my opinion. It's a yoke and it has a little detail at the bottom, but it's a fingering weight. It's designed, I think, in Jamieson's of Shetland Spindrift, and I don't know if anybody is going to be selling Spindrift at the festival this year. I am not totally sure what that's looking like. I saw that I think someone will be at a Woolen Affair with it. So I'll be looking, and if I find a fingering weight farm yarn that I can't live without that's in a similar color to what I'm looking for, I might buy that as a substitute. So we'll see how that goes. This is boring, but I'm on the hunt for some black sock yarn. I don't know if I want like indie dyed, hand dyed, or just maybe to find some basic black sock yarn, but I'm noticing that I'm always looking for black in my socks and I don't have any, so it's just something to pick up. And then two designs that I would like to shop for, which brings me to another topic of books, but Olga Putano will be there doing her book signing at the Lina booth, and her new book called Field Notes I think it came out a little bit ago, month or two maybe, but there are two designs from that book that I am madly in love with, and I have to make both of them. So I would like to buy the book there and meet her and have a signing, but also I'm gonna shop for both projects, and they are the Estella, which is a little cardigan with ruffles, and I don't know if I think I've talked about my love of ruffles on here, I don't know, but I love a ruffle. You know, ruffle collar, ruffle edge socks, all that kind of cutie stuff, very near and dear to me. So I'll be shopping hopefully for that. I don't know what color I would like to do. And then the other design is called Dovetail, and yeah, picture here, but that is more of like a chunky, oversized kind of swancho look. I feel like Olga, a lot of her designs are that kind of swancho look, which I love, and I would love to make one. I think it's a very practical thing for my wardrobe. Like I said, I wear a lot of dresses, so I'm always looking for something that is cropped but wide, so it just can go over things. And yeah, so I'll be shopping for that design hopefully too. I doubt that I will buy for all of these projects, but those are like my wish list projects and my hopes and dreams of what I will find. We'll see how well I do. A lot of times I get overwhelmed at festivals and I end up buying a lot less than I set out to, or I end up buying things that I didn't mean to buy. Yeah, and then there are a couple other little things that I will just go quickly through that I'm looking forward to checking out. And one of them is Kira Wiggins is going to be at India Untangled, and I have seen Madison Monteith's, her podcast, she often talks about Kira's bats, and so I would love to check them out in person and maybe choose a couple for spinning. Also at Indie Untangled, I think I mentioned before that the wool room at Long Meadow Farm is going to be there, and we got to meet her on Local Yarn Store Day, and I loved her her like farm yarn and stuff, so I'm looking forward to that. Camp Stitchwood is going to be there, so maybe I'll get some more Pearl Scouts badges. And so that's, you know, those are some Indie Untangled highlights for me. And then at the main festival, I saw that Mabel will be there, and I missed their booth last year, but I dream of having one of their like repurposed quilt makers caddies. So hopefully I will be able to snag one of those. I've been wanting one pretty much since last Rhinebeck because I miss them, and I was gonna get myself one for my birthday and then I didn't, and so now I will have a chance to see them in person and pick one. It's kind of hard to choose online because they're all so unique because they're made of repurposed quilts. And then of course I want to visit Catrinkle's booth and get like a little Rhinebeck sweater tag for this sweater. I still haven't sewn last year's Into the Halibut, but maybe I'll do them both at the same time. And then obviously I want to look at the books. That's always, you know, I love knitting books the most. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to, of course, the Angora Goat Show. That is one of my favorite things to do on Saturday. I don't know, because I have 2 days this year, I feel like I can spend more time doing non-shopping activities, which I'm really looking forward to. I feel like a lot of times when I'm at New York State Sheep and Wool, it's kind of a scramble because if you want to see everything at the festival in one day, you gotta like go. Like you have to go through each building like pretty steadily to be able to see everything. Last year I was a little more casual about it, and I know I missed buildings. Really am happy to have 2 days to be able to just like do kind of more of like the fun stuff, like go to some of the animal shows, go to some of the herding demonstrations, hang out, meet people. I'm really looking forward to catching up with some of you. I said that in the beginning, like I just love all of my new fiber friends that I've been making in the last few years, and this is such a great, you know, coming together of all of us. I'm looking forward to seeing people, and I'd love to just like hang out on the hill, have some food, knit. I've actually never been in even the food building at Rhinebeck, like where there's like farmers and food and stuff. I've never gone in that building. I just haven't had time. So I'm really looking forward to checking out that section of the festival. I'm looking forward to having gluten-free fair food again. That was so much fun last year to have like gluten-free chicken tenders and french fries. Yeah, so I'm super excited. I think it's going to be really good for me to just have a break and get away from the house and have a distraction and like do something that brings me a lot of joy and kind of get me outside of my head. I think that's all of my plans. I think that's all I have to talk about that. I forgot probably things. I don't know. Yeah, and then I think I'm just going to talk a little bit about the stack of books quickly, and then we'll be done. So again, I've been reading a lot. It's a very calming activity for me, and it helps me to feel better. It's kind of like was my first escape in life. I've loved to read since I was like 9 years old. And as a kid, like I would go to family events or parties and I would always have a book because that's the kind of thing that makes me feel okay and regulated. So I've been doing a lot of that. And I'll start with my stack, and then I also have 2 Kindle titles. I didn't bring my Kindle, but I have my phone so I can tell you. And so the first one is The Very Secret Society for Irregular Witches. And last time I read the other one, A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, also by Sangu Mandana. And this one was also really cute. I think she's turning into one of my favorite authors. Again, I just love her voice, and I feel like it really comes through in her writing. I think I liked Magical Innkeeping better than this one. I did love this, and I feel like if I had read this first, maybe I would have, not that I would have liked it more, I don't know, but the other one just, I loved it so much. Like it was definitely 5 stars for me. This was also probably a 5-star read, but I liked that one more. I liked the story more. Though this was adorable and heartwarming and just, again, like such a sweet book that makes you feel really good inside. Again, I just highly recommend. Like, these are instant favorites. Like, I can't wait to read them again at another time. I was saying to Caleb that at least the Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, I would like love to read it out loud to him. He's not much of a reader, but I think he loves stories, so I think he would love it. Then the next one is called Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice, and this is by Katie Kikatelli Kook. And I bought this. It was like, you know how Barnes & Noble does like $5 if you buy a cafe drink. And so this was there, and the cover was super cute. It has cute sprayed edges, and it was $5. So I bought it. I did not know that this was YA. I thought, you know, it's a little romance, but it's YA romance. And it was like kind of dumb and cute, but I do think it's a great like YA book. I thought it was cute. It was cozy. It had all the fall vibes. I know that if I had read this when I was a teenager, I would have loved it. As an adult, it was kind of like, I don't know, not relatable a little bit, where I was just like, okay, this is sort of a dumb conflict, but it was also really cute. I don't know, it definitely had the fall vibes. I would recommend it. And yeah, if you have like teenage children, I think if they like cutie fall stuff, I think this would be a great recommendation. On the same note, I read the viral Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which I would say I probably liked it more than that, just because it, you know, it was adult skewed, medium spice level, but it was cute. I liked it more than I thought I would, actually, and I kind of want to read the other Dream Harbor books, even though they're not really my go-to. The fall vibes were there. It definitely fit what I was looking for. So that was one I read on Kindle. I don't have it here, but if you're on the internet and interested in books at all, I guarantee you've seen it, because it's everywhere. And I definitely fell for the, like, I was just so curious. I had to read it, and it was super cute. And I did love that it was like, you know, a cafe owner and a farmer. Like, that was cute for me. And then I read this book. My aunt gave me this for my birthday, and it's called Close Knit by Jenny Colgan. And again, a little romance. Like I said, I'm in my romance era, I guess. But this, if you like knitting, if you like Scotland, if you like, yeah, moody, cozy vibes, if you like an awkward protagonist, I think that it's super relatable. I loved this. I thought it was so cute. I would probably have never picked this up for myself. I just loved it. It was so sweet. And there is, yeah, I think there's like technically one before this is called Summer Skies, but they're standalone, so you don't have to like read it in order. But I think I'd like to read more of Jenny Colgan's books. I enjoyed her writing style, and of course they're set in Scotland, so I would recommend this. It was super cute and fast and about knitting. I loved that there was like a knitting circle in it, and like all the, you know, Scotland island life kind of things. So then I just have one more that I finished, and I read it on Kindle, and that's Rebecca, the classic masterpiece Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And, you know, immaculate, exceptional, 5 stars, truly an incredible work of literature. So if you have not read that, highly recommend. I knew that I would love it. You know, it's up there in the lists of like best books of all times. It's there for a reason. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about it, except that, yeah, it was incredible. And something about it was interesting to me. I feel like the protagonist, who is like the main character from her perspective, she is sort of unrelatable to me in a weird way. Like, I feel like our personalities are quite different. And a lot of times as I was reading, I was like, oh my God, why would you do that? Like, why is that your choice? Why won't you just act differently? And, yeah, but then things are not as they seem, or maybe they are as they seem. I don't know. There's a little twistiness there that not that I didn't see coming, but I don't know. I didn't expect any of it to transpire the way that it did. And yeah, by the end, I was sold. I loved it so, so much. Yeah, sometimes the classics are classic for a reason, and I totally believe that. And then the last book I have, I'm going to share about it now because I'm almost done, and probably by next time, you know, might as well just do it now. And that is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. This is on pretty much every list of cozy fantasy suggestions. Like every place you find a list that says, here's cozy fantasy books, this is on the list. And I said before that I was a little hesitant to read it because right in like the beginning of the description, it says that the main character has a assistant that is a magically sentient spider plant. And I thought that that might be a little, like I might have to have a better imagination than I do to not think that that was silly, but it's not. And someone in my comments when I first talked about this book was like, no, like you should read it, you're gonna like it. I love it. I am so invested in this. I only have, like you can see, I only have this much left. And it's just the right amount of conflict for me. It seems like, I'm not to the end, so don't spoil it for me, but it seems like nothing too terrible happens. There is a little romance that's super cute, but again, not the main point of the story. It's really cute. It's very like fantasy cottagecore vibes, which obviously are my vibes, and I love it. I can't wait to read her other book that I think it's set in the same universe, but it's not a sequel. It's called The Enchanted Greenhouse. So I'm going to buy that as soon as I can. And yeah, it's just been great. It's been so cute. There's so many little things in it that I just love. Like there's winged cats, which if probably some of you will remember Cat Wings by Ursula Le Guin. And that was like such a huge part of my childhood. I was obsessed with cat wings. And so that reminds me of that. I think that's really sweet. The magic system is pretty cool in this. I don't think it's giving away too much to say that jam making is a big part of this book, and that's obviously near and dear to me. It's one of my favorite activities is making jam and consuming jam. So yeah, I think that's all of my reads for since last time. I am hoping that I will like Rhinebeck. Well, I'm definitely gonna film a Rhinebeck vlog, so I don't know if you'll see that first or if you'll see my like Rhinebeck recap first, because I'm gonna do those separately. I did that last year and I think that it makes the most sense. It's too long to have a vlog and a like me talking video in the same one. It's too much. But I'm gonna bring my camera. Like I said, my mom is driving, so hopefully my vlog will even be more than last year, as long as I remember to film. A lot of times I get caught up in the moment, but I will try to do my best. And then, yeah, then I will have like a Rhinebeck recap, and I'm really excited. I'm not gonna announce it in this video because I want to make sure I have time to settle everything and have like things to post, but I have gotten approval for my KAL, and so I'm going to announce that next week. So I hope that you are interested in joining me for my very first knit along that I'm going to host, and I will reveal the pattern and the yarn I'm using and all those sorts of things hopefully next week, to give you guys time to get your supplies. Yeah, it either has to be next week or I have to bump the start date of the KAL. I haven't decided yet, but I will update you very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are looking to find me elsewhere, I am on Instagram, I am on Ravelry, I am on Goodreads, and you can find all of those things linked below. If you did enjoy this video, if you could please give it a thumbs up, that would really help me out. My sporadic posting has made the algorithm not very happy with me, so all likes are greatly appreciated. If you would leave a comment, that would be awesome too. Tell me if you're gonna be at the festivals this weekend, so I can look out for you. I always struggle to match up faces with usernames, so yeah, if you do come say hi to me, tell me your username because I'm more likely to remember that. If you are not subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I try to put out knitting content at least bi-weekly, if not every week, and also there will be some farmy, homesteady, cozy content as well. And yeah, I think that's all I have this time. I'm so happy you're here, that you joined me, and we'll talk really soon. Bye bye.